Hey, welcome to another 3-round 2025 NFL mock draft. Now doing the AFC South. Max Chadwick alongside Dalton and Wasserman here. Going to do the team having the number 1 overall pick in the NFL draft. That is the Tennessee Titans. So not a lot of conversations to be had, Dalton. They have the number 1 pick, the number 35 overall pick, and nothing else in the top 100 of the NFL draft. So probably a pretty quick 3-round mock draft here for the Tennessee Titans. Of course, we'll be using the PFF Mock Draft Simulator. You can see right there. You can find at PFF.com. You can draft for the Titans, or you can draft for all 32 NFL teams, or your favorite team if you want to do it as well. And you could trade players and picks if you want to. We will not be doing it in this 3-round mock draft, but it is available for you at PFF.com. All right, Titans here at number 1 overall. We'll start the draft. Not a lot of simulations be happening before that, Dalton, so we have our pick of anyone in the 2025 NFL draft, but I feel like with the lowest passing grade as a team in the NFL here, Titans most likely are taking a quarterback.
Absolutely. There is no, even if we could trade down, or if we were going to trade down in these simulations, there's no chance the Titans are trading down from 1. Now, maybe at the second spot, 35, to pick up more picks, I think that might actually make sense. But at number 1, we know where this is going, and it's going to be one of 2 guys. It's going to be Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders, and they're going to spend the next 3 months figuring out which one they prefer, and they're going to be figuring that out with a new GM as well, which adds a new dimension to it. So we don't know what a new GM might be thinking, whoever that is. We don't know what Brian Callahan's thinking right now. He's going to go through the whole process, and I'm sure picking 7th last year, he probably scouted all the guys last year, but he ended up taking J.C. Latham, his new left tackle. Yep. This is going to be a quarterback. They cannot function with their quarterbacks. They didn't function this year. That's why they have the number 1 pick. With their quarterback situation the way it is, it will not be Will Levis or Mason Rudolph, and I really don't think they're in position for it to be, say, a free agent like a Sam Darnold. I just don't think that's going to work, honestly.
I don't even know if he'll leave Minnesota at this point either.
Yeah, or he might try not to or what, but I also, unless they offered an absolute boatload of money, I don't think he would come to Tennessee.
Yeah.
I think that you reset at quarterback, it's one of these 2 guys, and it's a matter of who they prefer.
And the thing is, too, like, there's some people who say, oh, they could trade for J.J. McCarthy, but also they didn't draft J.J. McCarthy last year. So clearly they didn't want to take him with their top pick last year when he was available to them. Like, you haven't seen anything from McCarthy besides preseason this year. Like, I don't know if Callan's going to want McCarthy after not wanting him last year.
Yeah,
either,
and now coming off a major knee injury.
Yeah. So I think you're at number 1 overall. Now, there is a lot of rumors that Cam Ward is beloved by everyone in the Tennessee building. Now, of course, they have a new GM coming in, so who knows what he thinks about Cam Ward. But if Callan does like Cam Ward, I feel like he's the top quarterback on the big board right now. He's probably the guy right here at number 1 overall that we should go.
We have to ride with if we think Callahan thinks that, then yeah, I think it's very close between the 2.
I agree.
I think you and I we both love Shedeur. We think he's got a lot of NFL traits, especially mentally, that can win. But I think it's very close. I could absolutely justify taking either of them first overall, and if Brian Callahan, if we have signs that he prefers Cam Ward, right now it's his decision.
Yeah,
because we don't know who's above him in making these decisions, and it'll obviously be collaborative eventually. But if he's the one who prefers Cam Ward, then I think it has to be Cam Ward with this first pick.
All right, we'll do Cam Ward. I think you and I might both have Shedeur Sanders as QB1 at the end of the day. I've not decided yet, but we'll go with Cam Ward in this mock draft because also that's all the rumors right now is that Tennessee does love Cam Ward. So he's right now the heavy betting favorite to go number 1 overall. We'll go with that here. Now at number 35 overall, Dalton, I'm still in the boat of you probably want to build around whoever you take at number 1, whether that be a receiver or an offensive lineman. Obviously, there's a lot of really good defensive players on the board here, but is there anyone here that you might think is a receiver or tackle that you think could be good here?
Well, I think it's not a bad spot for multiple reasons. One, I think at 35 and not picking again in the top 100, in a real scenario where we're making trades, this is a prime trade down spot.
Yeah.
To just get more picks. The Titans need several things. They need a right tackle. I think they need edge help, and this is a good spot to be needing edge help. They need another receiver because it's Calvin Ridley and Nick Westbrook-Ikhine. But I think this spot and actually that pick right before that the Giants made right before us, Jahdae Barron, would have loved that too. But I actually think where we are on the board and the talent that I'm looking at, I think out of this group of edge players would really help. Fantastic. Yeah. Actually, the highest graded unit of defensive tackles in the league this year with Sweat and Simmons and Sebastian Joseph Day.
Makes sense, yeah.
They need edge help badly. They don't have an edge presence at all as a pass rusher, consistent when you're running guys out there like Harold Landry and guys like I think Arden Key with them too. I mean, it's just not
the 4th worst pass rushing grade in the NFL this year.
Yeah. It's because they just don't have any help on the edge. So I actually think in this spot with this talent, if we stay at 35, I think we take
I like
pass
Princely
rusher.
Yellen.
I like Princely as the best pure pass rusher of this group. I get it. Landon Jackson's balanced, great run defender. Jack Sawyer also would be a great pick here. I think a high floor guy who can do a little bit of everything. But Princely, I think, is the best pure pass rusher here. And I might go with that, considering we have a ton of defensive line depth, and there's going to be some of these guys that do fall to this spot. They're going to get to pick out of this group. I love Ashton Gelati, too, although I think he's a little more movable, maybe not the prime wide nine kind of guy that they might want in their defense. I think Princely would be a very good pick.
Let's do Princely Yellen, because also you look at Harold Landry, great run defender and edge defender, but as a pass rusher, he had a 49.6 pass rushing grade this year. So, again, this is a really good run defense for Tennessee, not as much of a pass rush. I think Princely Yellen would help that a lot. So Cam Ward going number 1 overall to the Titans, the quarterback from Miami, and then number 35 overall, Princely Yellen, the edge defender from Ole Miss in this mock draft. I want to remind you guys once again, you could do your own mock draft using the PFF Mock Draft Simulator, available at PFF.com. We got more AFC South mock drafts coming out very soon, so stay tuned for more.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure you like and subscribe the video. And if you don't have a PFF Plus subscription, you can get one to see all the premium stats that we talked about here on the show, plus the expert betting and fantasy advice over at subscribe.pff.com. The description is also right below, so if you are not a PFF Plus subscriber, you become one today.